So unless you guys are living under a rock, then I'm pretty sure that you guys have heard of the new hit TV series, Velma. And when I say hit, I say that very loosely because this show is garbage. And honestly, if this show was a hit, it was a hit because the show is so garbage. All I see on Twitter is just a bunch of people saying that this show is garbage, don't watch this show, it's unfunny, literally everything. And you know, I was like, dude, I have a pretty open mind. I kind of want to watch this show because, you know, I was a big Scooby-Doo enjoyer growing up. I remember being young and loving the cartoons and the live action movies. When it comes to live action movies, everyone hates them, but I honestly love the Scooby-Doo live actions. But with all that being said, so HBO Max decided to drop a spin-off of Scooby-Doo, but with one of the side characters, Velma, the really nerdy girl with like the freaking like short hair and like the orange. You know what I'm saying? Like legit, if you click on the video, you know what I'm talking about. But basically in this show, it's like the lead up before Scooby-Doo. So you got Velma, the nerdy girl, you got Daphne, she's very popular, but she used to be best friends with Velma back in like middle school. Then you got Fred, and he's just like the rich dumb guy, but like he's more dumb than usual. There's like levels to being dumb, but Fred is like top-notch dumb. Like I feel like when it comes to dumb people, you got like dumb, dumber, and dumbest. Then you got Fred. Fred is just like the dumbest human of them all. Another character you got is Norville, and Norville is basically Shaggy from the BLM multiverse of 2020. He wears the same shirt as Shaggy. He wears the same pants as Shaggy. He's just not Shaggy. He's Norville. Now, if you haven't watched the show, then honestly, spoiler warning, but I highly doubt you're gonna watch this show. That's why you're watching this video. But now, you may be asking, why is this show so bad? Well, I took a sigh like that was a tough question. This is going to be very easy to explain. The jokes and the writing are god awful. The jokes are just like, they're so awkward. They're not really like funny or anything. They're just like, they're so awkward. They try too hard to be funny, honestly. Legit, it feels like a middle-aged TikTok mom was told to create an adult cartoon of Gen Z, and this is what was made. This was what like spewed out in her freaking brain. What's one of the jokes that are just not funny? Honestly, hold on. I got a joke right here.
I spit truth without a filter, like every comedian before #MeToo.
It's just not funny. It's like it tries too hard to be like funny and edgy at the same time. It just wasn't funny. Like that's how a lot of the jokes are. There's like a joke every single second, and it's just like, bro, like, is it really like necessary? The jokes just aren't funny. There's also another joke in the show where Norville is streaming, and basically Velma busts in his room, and like she's talking about something, blah blah blah, and he's like, Velma, get out. I don't want you to be in here because I don't want to get canceled for your opinion or something like that. Basically, the show just tries way too hard to keep up with internet culture, and it's honestly annoying. This show is like Big Mouths and Scooby-Doo, except I don't even want to compare it to Big Mouths because Big Mouths was good like the first 2 seasons. It's garbage now, but it was good the first 2 seasons, and this show isn't even good the first 2 episodes. Like it's honestly garbage. Now, what is the plot of this show? Now, I'm gonna give you guys the plot for episode 1 and episode 2 because those are the only 2 I've watched, and I think those are the only 2 that are out currently. And if there's more coming out, I'm probably not gonna watch it. So yeah. So basically, the whole like gist of the show, Velma is schizophrenic. She like has these like hallucinations inside her mind that only she can hear, but then she can like see them also. So like, let's say there's a demon right here, but like only I can see it. You know how in Scooby-Doo you can like see the ghost on the outside? Yeah, it's basically all in her mind. But in the first episode, she gets accused of murder because there was a body in her locker, or a dead body that was like the top of its head was like cut off, and she has 24 hours to prove it wasn't her, but at the same time she's trying to also figure out why her mom went missing. Her dad is in her life, but he's like messing with an OnlyFans waitress. Like legit, I promise you, like bro, when I tell you it tries so hard to like be funny with internet culture, it's crazy. But throughout the episode, she's trying to find out who's the real killer. So she goes to Fred's house for something. I honestly don't remember, and I do not feel like watching again to remember. But I just remember while she was in that house, this was actually one of the funniest parts of the show. She started hallucinating, and basically like she needed help because Norville drove her to the house, and basically Norville gets friend zoned in the first episode. So like I said, she's going through her like hallucinations of like the demons and stuff like in her head, and basically to get out of it, like you gotta either like make her laugh or just make her like unfocused from it basically. And Norville, what he just did, like he was on the phone with her and he was like, Velma, I like you, because like Norville's a huge simp at the same time, which makes him even more annoying. Velma's like, wait, what? You're like a brother to me. And like bro gets friend zoned, and like she says, keep on making me laugh, keep on making me laugh. And he says like, Velma, like you're the love of my life. I want you so bad. And then she starts laughing because like this dude is like just a simp. And then boom, it's like she gets out of it, and that's pretty much the first episode. Fred also gets arrested at the end of the episode because he said he's gonna do Velma like he did Brenda, which Brenda is the dead body, meaning that Velma is off the hook. And that transitions us to the second episode. And the plot to episode 2, basically like Velma needs $500 to get like the cases of her mom's like files for why she went missing, or like the police case, something like that. She just needs $500 to pay Daphne to get it, basically. So what does Velma result to when she needs money in an adult cartoon? Selling drugs. That's pretty much the episode. She tries to sell drugs and nobody's buying them from her because like it's Velma. Like, honestly, would you buy drugs from Velma? But at the same time, like I said, Norville is a huge simp, so he's also trying to like get the $500 because he thinks that if he gets his $500, then Velma will fall in love with him. It's so bad, honestly. But there was like a huge spin in the episode where like Velma had to get Fred off the hook, and while she's at his house like talking to Fred and his parents, and like Velma's dad is there too, they realize that Fred isn't the killer when Fred couldn't cut a steak for himself. Like, legit, he had to get his butler to cut his steak. So it skips to like a huge court session, and basically the final, like, I guess resolution was like, okay, if Fred was the killer, then cut this steak right here. And Fred just can't because he's so privileged. And basically, people laugh at Fred because he can't cut a steak, and bro is like 18 years old. So he goes ballistic and he says, if I wanted to kill those people, I would have killed them. Then he's found guilty because he said that. And then he's later on in the episode sent to jail. But later also in that episode, Daphne just gives Velma the files. But while she's doing it, Velma has another hallucination in her mind. And basically to get her out of it, Daphne kisses Velma. Yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Like I said, if you want to like know what this show is like, legit watch it for yourself. But 2 25-minute episodes, I don't know if you want to waste 50 minutes of your life watching the worst adult cartoon of all time. I wouldn't even waste my time watching a regular adult cartoon, honestly, but this one I was just like, dude, the nostalgia of Scooby-Doo, I had to watch it. But like, bro, I regret it, not gonna lie. So in conclusion, this show is literally a -6 out of 10. It felt like watching paint dry trying to watch both of these episodes, and I wouldn't recommend watching this show unless you're trying to get some easy sleep. All that being said though, this is gonna wrap up the video. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you check out my most recent video where I talk about the many problems of TikTok. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. It's Cameron, and I'm out.